99% of your indoor pest infestations can be treated with these 3 safe-to-use products, and you probably have 2 of them in your house already. I have let these plants get severely infested with mealybugs, aphids, fungus gnats, and spider mites. I don't even know how all these things live together, but it's quite disgusting, and we're gonna treat all of these issues in this video. As organic gardeners, we obviously need to find solutions that are safe for us and the environment, but we need them to be effective and easy to use as well. I don't know about you, but I don't have enough time to take a paintbrush and individually treat every little mealybug or pick off every aphid with a paper towel like I've seen in other videos. So these solutions have been curated with those 3 criteria in mind: safe, effective, and easy. At the end of this video, I'm going to briefly talk about prevention being the best cure and share a little unknown secret that you can apply to your plants. That's a household product you can put 3 feet away that will severely deter these pests from setting up home. But first, let's dive into the treatment solutions. First on our list is aphids. Aphids are the easiest to kill out of all the pests that we're talking about today, and they are easily killed with the mixture of Dawn Original dish soap and some water. The recommended dose is 2 teaspoons per gallon, and all you're gonna do is thoroughly spray down all of the foliage, and that will dry out the exoskeletons of the aphids and block their breathing apparatuses, and within 3 minutes to 24 hours, they'll all be dead. You don't have to be really scientific with your mixture because I mix a full teaspoon with this tiny little spray bottle, and I haven't had any adverse effects on the plants. I do 4 treatments separated by 3 days, and you just want to make sure that you really douse the undersides and the tops and the stems of all of the leaves to hit every aphid. Aphids actually give live birth when they're in warm conditions usually, depending on the type. So killing the adults, you don't have to worry about the eggs, but if there are eggs in there, they have the ability to switch back and forth from egg laying to live birth. Those eggs will not be quite as affected by the soapy mixture, so you have to wait for them to hatch and then kill the adults. Number 2 on our list is spider mites. You can treat spider mites the same way that we treated the aphids, but I usually go 2 to 4 weeks with them. They can be a little bit more resilient, so every 3 days for 2 to 4 weeks. Make sure, again, you submerge all of the foliage in the soapy mixture, hit all the surface areas. And I forgot to mention before, you do want to cut off all the dead plant matter and clean up your plants before you start any of these treatments. It'll make them a lot more effective, less chance you'll miss areas. The soap mixture has always been effective for me, but I've heard that it is sometimes not effective for other gardeners, and in lieu of this, they use neem oil. Neem oil I have used in the past before. It's very effective on a lot of things if you use it correctly, and it's a great organic treatment. I just always like to use the soapy mixture in lieu of it whenever I can because I don't like the oil and the stickiness of it on my plants, and it's kind of a little bit messier. Number 3 on our list is fungus gnats. Now, fungus gnats, it's really easy to catch the adults with these little adhesive traps. Honestly though, I put a kettle of water in the room the same day I placed these traps, and just as many drowned in the kettle of water, so I don't know if you need to necessarily waste your money on those. And aside from that, killing the adults does not get rid of your problem because fungus gnats lay their eggs in the top portion of the soil of all your plants. So even if you're effective at killing and catching all of the adults, you'll just have another hatch later, and the cycle will continue. So you can let your soil dry out, and that will kill some of the eggs. Sometimes it can cure the problem, but the most effective way that I've found is a product called mosquito bits or mosquito dunks. Now this package looks very inorganic, but it's actually a really safe way to treat your fungus gnats. All it is a naturally occurring bacteria in the soil. So you're basically making a water mixture, putting your mosquito bits in that water, letting it sit for 24 hours, and then you'll take that water and water all your plants, that will put that bacteria inoculated into the soil, and it will decimate the egg populations of all those fungus gnats. Last on our list is mealybugs. This is my least favorite insect. They really gross me out. If you look at them under a microscope or magnification, they look like this prehistoric creature. And they leave honeydew, which then grows mold. So you'll get these little white sticky patches all over your plants. And they lay their babies in all the tight nooks and crannies of the plants, so they're really hard to kill and reach. Using a soapy mixture will kill some of the mealybugs, but two things make it really ineffective. The adults have this waxy coating that protects them from the soapy mixture, and with just a regular spray bottle, you can't really get in all the nooks and crannies enough to kill off the entire population. So the solution is using isopropyl alcohol. Some people report using 70% isopropyl alcohol without burning the plants, but I have had plants burn in the past, so I always use a 1 part water to 1 part 70% isopropyl alcohol mixture. And then the trick is putting it into a high pressure sprayer. That way you can really blast all the nooks and crannies and kill off that population of mealybugs that you have. Usually one treatment of spraying is not enough to kill the entire population of mealybugs. That first spraying will get most of the adults, but there's always going to be eggs that you miss that are deep in the plant matter. So wait a week, treat again, and then go with third week and a fourth week if necessary. I've always found the problem to be eradicated after the third week, as long as you spray very thoroughly. The mealybugs, after they hatch, have this part of their life cycle, they call them crawlers, and at that stage they're very vulnerable to the spray. They don't have the adult waxy coating yet, so if you kill all the adults, kill most of the eggs, let the eggs that haven't hatched hatch and become crawlers before they're at a reproductive age again, and then eradicate all those crawlers, you will have the entire population decimated. As you can see, with just a few simple products, you can treat a variety of issues and more than the 4 that we talked about. With this simple soap mixture, I've at times had more luck with it than I've had with expensive, organically marketed commercial solutions. But more important than treating these diseases is keeping our plants healthy in the first place. A plant that is in the right conditions, has the right soil, the right amount of light, the right watering frequency, and all plants are slightly different in what they prefer, is going to have a strong immune system and it's able to fight some of these early pests off on their own. The problem is with growing indoors is we create this perfect environment that's also perfect for the pests to live in, and the predators that they have to deal with outside are often not present indoors. So that's why their populations can explode so quickly. So there is one little trick that we can do to deter a lot of these pests, and that is putting a fan on our plants. And even I put mine on a timer sometimes, so it just goes every couple hours for 15 minutes. And this will especially deter the flying insects. So make this perfect indoor environment slightly less desirable for them, and their populations won't get so out of hand. And an added benefit to this is it will also strengthen the stems of your plants, because they're like us. It's like a little mini workout for them every day, and their stems will get more resilient and strong.